Matthew Perry assaulted women, including ex-fiancée, Friends actor hurled table at Molly Hurwitz after she confronted him about cheating and threw live-in sober companion against wall. Friends actor Matthew Perry physically assaulted several women, including his ex-fiancée Molly Hurwitz, in the years leading up to his death, sources close to the late star have sensationally revealed. Explosive new allegations detail how he threw a coffee table at Hurwitz after she confronted him about cheating in 2021. It is also said that he shoved his live-in sober companion Morgan Moses into a wall and threw her onto a bed during an angry meltdown in March 2022. These claims now threaten to tarnish Perry's legacy, following his death aged 54 in October after overdosing on ketamine while in the hot tub at his Pacific Palisades home. They also paint the darkest picture yet of the star's troubled final years. In Perry's 2022 memoir Friends, Lovers, and The Big Terrible Thing, he claimed he was finally sober after multiple failed attempts to get clean and at a personal cost of $9 million. But, as I reported last month, we now know that not to be true and that he was never clean. Despite a live-in nursing team, Perry met young girls on dating apps and had them deliver drugs, often OxyContin, to his $6 million mansion. The amount of ketamine found in his body by investigators was similar to levels used to anesthetize patients in hospital. Perry has since been variously described as incredibly reclusive as well as angry and mean prior to his death. In his memoir, Perry used the pseudonym Aaron to refer to Morgan Moses, whose true identity I revealed in November. He said she was his best friend, crediting her with saving his life after his colon burst. However, sources now say that, like the sobriety claims, this was a lie. In truth, after Perry attacked Moses, now 37, she quit her job as his sober companion and cut off all contact with him a full year before the memoir was published. Morgan declined to comment when contacted by the Mail. Morgan was no longer working with Matthew. He had a horrible breakdown and in the heat of the moment he could not control his emotions. He had a fear that he was going to be abandoned, a source explained. He shoved Morgan into a wall and threw her onto a bed. She left. The source added, the man those close to him knew and the man that the world saw were two very different people. Perry is also said to have been abusive to his former fiancée Molly Hurwitz, a literary talent manager who Perry started dating in 2018. The pair publicly announced the end of their engagement after it emerged in the summer of 2021 that Perry had been flirting with 19-year-old Kate Harrelson on the dating app Raya. But, according to sources with knowledge of their relationship, Hurwitz actually ended the relationship back in February after a huge fight on Valentine's Day. She is said to have confronted him after discovering he had bought a romantic gift for someone he met, also on a dating app. He threw a coffee table at her and told her that she was crazy, the sources said. He hated that she dumped him and he had terrible abandonment issues. Hurwitz also declined to comment. In his memoir, Perry claimed he had proposed to Hurwitz in November 2020 while on drugs and in hospital. I was high on 1,800 milligrams of hydrocodone when I asked her to marry me, high as a kite, he wrote. I was slowly beginning to realize that I was engaged, lived with a woman and 2 dogs. I was not ready for any of this. Needless to say, we broke up. This, sources say, wasn't true and written with the intent to hurt Hurwitz. Perry was neither in hospital nor high when he proposed. Representatives for Perry didn't respond to requests for comment. Cruel and manipulative Matthew Perry lied about his sobriety before his death, pals say, report. Matthew Perry alleged he was clean and sober for 19 months leading up to his shocking death. However, a new report claims that wasn't the case. The Friends star, who shot to global fame after landing the role of sarcastic Chandler Bing on the hit sitcom, was found unresponsive in a hot tub in his Los Angeles home on October 28. He was 54. Pals who saw the actor near the end of his life insist that Perry, who spoke openly about his lifelong struggles with addiction, was sober and in a good place before his death, including former co-star Jennifer Aniston. However, 3 sources tell Us Weekly that's not true. Perry's talk about being sober while promoting his 2022 memoir was a lie, they said in a report published Wednesday. He wanted to sell books, one source said. Everything was crafted and manipulated, the truth wasn't important. The source also told the outlet, apparently, he crashed his Aston Martin many times while high, noting that the alleged accidents happened during a time that Perry claimed to be sober. He just damaged the car and no one was hurt, but he did not consider that he could have killed someone. The source alleged that Perry would use the celeb dating app Raya to meet young women who would bring him drugs. He would do the FaceTime thing and get to know them. Then it would be like, let's hang out, and he would say, to come to his house, the source said. He wasn't out in public anymore. That's how he snuck things past people. Addicts are smart, and Matthew was brilliant. As previously reported, an autopsy determined that Perry died from acute effects of ketamine, with contributing factors listed as drowning, coronary artery disease, and buprenorphine effects. Perry was undergoing frequent ketamine infusions to treat depression and drug addiction. However, the medical examiner noted that the amount found in Perry's system could not have been from his final infusion treatment a week and a half before his death. Ketamine's half-life is only 3 to 4 hours, and the amount found in Perry's system was equivalent to the general anesthesia given to surgical patients, experts said. In the wake of his death, Perry's fans have spoken out about how his memoir helped them during their own sobriety battles. Mom of two Michelle Mays, 45, got sober almost 3 years ago after trying to quit drugs and alcohol on and off for 12 years, and Perry's memoir Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing saved her, she told the Post. I was living a double life. People didn't think I ever had a problem. I was hiding it behind closed doors like Perry was, Mays told the Post. I'd drink in secret. He was taking a massive amount of pills and doing those episodes of Friends. He fell down so many times just like I did. Sources, however, alleged to Us Weekly that Perry was verbally, emotionally, and physically abusive. He wasn't a horrible human being. But he was so warped in his addiction that he wasn't himself and the man he should be, they claimed. They described an incident in March 2022, in which Perry allegedly assaulted his longtime friend Morgan Moses, whom he dubbed Aaron in his memoir, during a confrontation about his substance abuse. He threw Moses into a wall and threw something at her and shoved her onto a bed, a source claimed, and said, if I wanted to hurt you, I would have. Moses did not comment. When Moses left after the alleged altercation, the source said, Perry was mortified. He was panicking because the person who was always by his side had left him. Morgan was his best friend, and he burned that to the ground. He pushed her to her absolute breaking point, the source said, noting that led to further isolation. A source told the outlet that the actor showed similar behavior toward other people in his life, including one of his nurses. He was cruel, the source said. He had to pay for a lot of women to go to therapy. He left a lot of destruction. Mr. Perry wasn't able to deal with the tough love that is characteristic of my AA group, Perry's former rehab pal told the Post in December. I feel for him, but in my 25 years experience, sometimes helping someone is really enabling. I think he had a lot of enablers who meant well. He was in a golden cage.